What is realistically the greatest threat to the USA? The call is coming from inside the house. And this has always been known. Washington spoke about it, Lincoln spoke about it, Eisenhower spoke about it. The systemic assault on the checks and balances of power. Just like any other empire, it falls apart from within. Well, if you're going to base yourself on Rome, perhaps looking inwards might be the best place to look out for threats. Ourselves. United we stand, divided we fall. We have seen the enemy, and he is us. Dark money buying elections. Bribes and extortion buying politicians and judges/justices. Disinformation pitting half of the citizenry against the other half and eroding faith in societal institutions. Misinformation, media manipulation, rage bait, anything that gets us angry at ourselves. The most common form of this is to dehumanize the other. The politicans keeping the people divided and the people who can't see that. The apathy of the American people. An ill-informed electorate. Giant corporate media conglomerates. Billionaires with agendas and the politicians who take their money. Political parties. George Washington warned us. Ourselves. An ignorant public that has no idea how government works and doesn't care. A country full of corporations that are too big to fail. The systematic dismantling of education. From sky-high tuitions for higher education to rotting and decaying public schools. It's an intentional act to make sure only people with means have the ability to educate themselves. Political corruption. Eventually the people will lose complete faith in government. Easy. Ourselves. There's not a single power that could match our military and economic might. Russia and China knows this. They've seen what happens when we're united and focused. They've also seen what happens when we're divided. That's why they try to interfere and split us from the inside. The biggest nursing home, aka elected officials. Lack of education. There are several threats facing the USA, but the biggest one has to be the increase in evident plutocracy. It used to be that you could at least buy a house to live in, but now as time goes on, more and more of what you think you own is actually owned by the wealthy elite, and neither Democrat or Republican are willing to help because hey, who do you think pays their salaries? The faith of the people is lost, and if a war were to ever break out to defend the USA, I don't think many people would be willing to enlist to defend a country where they don't even have a home. Putin said he could destroy the US without firing one bullet. That's exactly what he's doing. Man bear pig. The decline of public education. An uneducated population is an easily fooled population. Look at how the reading comprehension level of presidential speeches has changed over the last few decades, it's appalling. Stupidity. We've lowered our educational standards so much that no one bats an eye when a high school dropout becomes a congressperson, a position of leadership that they clearly don't have the capacity to fill. Our healthcare system. The insurance companies are siphoning off insane amounts of money and then fight to pay when you need to be treated. Getting sick can absolutely destroy a person or family financially. The whole system is whack and it's time for a change. The 24-hour news cycle. United we stand, divided we fall. The greatest threat is being easily divided by bad faith actors from within our borders. Behemoth government in bed with megacorporations, they prop each other up and grow endlessly. It can't even be stopped at this point. The momentum is too great and there's not some guy or group of guys in charge, it's just a ridiculously overbloated self-perpetuating system. The gap between politicians and regular people growing so much that politicians are so out of touch it's barely a democracy anymore. The 0.01% and all that they control. We are being eaten alive from the inside. Big titty goth girlfriends. Just kidding. The answer is the enemies we made along the way. Devaluation of education. The uneducated, uninformed, ill-informed, and misinformed. They're killing the US. We keep gutting public education and healthcare. Seems like two biggies. The wealthy pushing the game too far until the house of cards collapses. People are struggling out there. Social media. Project 2025. Social media.